Department of Employment and Labour has filed papers in court against Huawei Technologies South Africa due to alleged non-compliance with the employment equity policy. In a statement, the department says Huawei Technologies South Africa was audited back in 2020 and found to be non-compliant as it employs approximately 90% foreign nationals, which violates the employment equity policy. For more on this, we're joined by a lawyer representing the department, Advocate Fix Bede. Thank you very much, ma'am, for availing yourself this evening. So perhaps a brief background as to how we got here and why this particular company.
Thank you so much, and good evening once more. One of the legislations that are administered by the Department of Employment and Labour is the Employment Equity Act that was promulgated in 1998. And since then, we've been trying to transform the country by ensuring that all designated employers comply with the employment equity legislation. So we do this with all designated employers, and we've started since then. Now, in 2020, we've placed the Huawei under the DG review by ensuring that we check compliance with Employment Equity Act. Then what happened is we found that they have employed 90% of their workforce foreign nationals and not South Africans, whereas the law makes it clear that they must employ at least 40% foreign nationals just to make sure that they transfer the skill to the country, and 60% must be South Africans. So we found that they have employed more than 90% of their employees are foreign nationals. That is why we decided to take them on review and later on refer them for prosecution. That's the reason why we are in this state now.
Sure. What drew your attention to Huawei, or were there a number of other companies that you were looking into?
There are other companies that we focused on. As I'm saying, all designated employers. Every year we come up with a target that we distribute among our inspectors to ensure that they check all these designated employers, whether they are complying. Then Huawei was one of those companies that we found. And what was alarming is the number of foreign nationals that they have employed in their establishment.
And you are talking about some 90% of foreign nationals being employed. Where are they from?
We don't know. We don't concern ourselves with where are they coming from. We just distinguish them as foreign nationals against the designated groups from the country.
We understand that Huawei's legal department contacted the Department of Labour in an attempt to reach an amicable solution. What was their contribution in order to avoid you guys being where you are now?
All employers, when we sometimes when we refer them for prosecution, they would normally come and try to reach a solution outside of the court by settling the matter out of the court. But they requested a meeting and they never published. And therefore, at the time, as I've indicated, that this was in 2020, and we are now in 2022, nothing has been done. So we decided to make sure that we refer them for prosecution as our legislation suggests so.
Specific contentions from the department?
From the department side, we've just picked up non-compliance. And what we have done is to check with Home Affairs whether these work permits were issued by Home Affairs, because we work with Home Affairs whenever there's this issue of work permits. They would request a work permit, and then department will recommend if there's scarce skill in the country. So that's what happened. And then we realized that Home Affairs doesn't know about this 90%. They only know about 60% that they've issued for the work permits to allow these foreign nationals to the country.
That you are taking the company to court should tell us what, especially where operations are concerned. Are they still in business?
Yes, they are still in business.
And with regards to the court process, can you talk us through that in terms of the papers that you filed and when you can expect to hear? Have you gotten a court date in terms of when this matter will be heard?
Okay, no, what we've done is to file and serve them with papers on Friday, and what we are applying for in the court is to have them impose the fine of 1.5 million for failure to comply, or the 2% of their annual turnover, whichever is greater, and also to be informed to make sure that they change the status quo by ensuring that whenever they have an occupational
Advocate Bede, unfortunately, we are losing the connection with you, but you are back. Please finish your thought.
Okay. Now, what's alarming? Let me just put this: is that the 90% that they
our connection won't let us hear what it is that you have to tell us, but we'll definitely try and reestablish. Oh, I understand you are back. There you are. Ma'am, you were saying what is alarming, the 90%?
What is alarming is that with the 90% that they have currently, they still intend to bring more foreign nationals, not the South Africans. That's what made us to see that they do not have the appetite to ensure that there's transformation in this country, or they give South Africans an opportunity to get employment in their establishment. So that's the main thing that we are pushing, that whenever there is a position, they must make sure that they take South Africans and give them the preference.
Much has been said about the critical skills list that has been released by the Department of Home Affairs. What is the company saying in terms of the positions that these people occupy? Are they critical skills like the law requires?
No, they are not critical skills. And before we can say a skill is scarce in the country, they need to come to us as the Department of Labor, because we do have in our database all these skills. So if we don't have a skill, it will be us as the department who can say, no, you can go and source from your country or from outside of South Africa. Otherwise, for now, we don't have that information that those skills that they have in their company are scarce in this country.
In terms of other businesses that you are pursuing, are you able to give us names of those businesses and help us understand how big a project this is for your department? That's all we could get from Advocate Fix Bede. She's the Chief Director of Statutory and Advocacy Services, and she's with the Department of Labor and Employment. Thank you, ma'am.